Hello and welcome to this video where we're going to look at how you can use S-Frame to integrate with Microsoft Access for improved pre- and post-processing of your model data. Here I've got an example S-Frame model. It's a multi-story structure representing a school that was sent to us by one of our clients. I've already ran the analysis, and my goal with this approach is to explain how we can export this information to Microsoft Access, which could then be used for post-processing or just storing the model and perhaps tweaking it down the road. And we'll also look at how we can import the same model back into S-Frame from Microsoft Access. So the first step is, after we run the analysis, or even before, if we don't need the analysis results, we can go to the File menu, and we can click on the Export option, and we can choose this access.mdb link here. This is going to ask me to save a file, which I'll just call it, I'll give it a new name. And we're presented with a dialog that allows us to configure the information that's going to be exported to the Access database. In this case here, I'm going to check on the option to include all input data because that might be useful for me down the road, but I can also exclude or include the result data as well. So I can choose which results I'd like to include. The ones that have been calculated will be showing up in black text, and I can also configure which load cases might be contributing to the results that I'm exporting. Now I've already gone through and exported this ahead of time just to save myself a little bit of effort, but we can always click the OK button to process that. I'm just actually going to load up the exported MDB file now, and we can see what that looks like here. So I've got basically, if you're unfamiliar with Microsoft Access, it's essentially a database of spreadsheets, very similar to Excel, and we'll be able to look at any bit of information that might be of interest to us for this. So for example, I can look at my member loads, I can look at my group data or my member data or joint data to see all that information, and as well we can see our results. So whatever results I chose to export can be included out here as well, and it might be useful for us to have this in one consolidated location. As you can see, there's a lot of different spreadsheets available within this rather than using Excel, which is just essentially one worksheet at a time. Now that we have this information, I could also re-import it back into S-Frame, or if I was sent an MDB file, I could import that data. Perhaps we've massaged the data through an external third-party source, and we've re-imported it into Microsoft Access, and we want to bring the data back into S-Frame for reanalysis and design. I can go ahead and assume that I have a brand new file, like the one I see here. Now that I'm in the new file, I can go to the File menu. I can go to Import, access.mdb, and I'm just going to browse to the location of that file. Give me 1 second. So this is the model file that I'm going to import, and again this contains some result data as well as all the input data for the model. So I'll select it, open it, and we can see here that it contains the information that was representative of the previous file. Some of my rendering options are a little bit different in this display, but everything else is there. So hopefully this gives you a better understanding for how the interface between Microsoft Access, which gives you access to more pre- and post-processing tools, and S-Frame will work. If you have any questions, by all means, feel free to get in touch.